Hi, I'm Tarek, one of the 3 co-founders of About You. We founded the company 4.5 years ago, and we wanted to become the most personal and inspirational fashion online shop in Europe. And so far, we have a very exciting journey behind us in the last 4.5 years. Last year, we did nearly 1 billion in gross merchandise volume. This year, we hopefully grow to around 1.6, 1.7 billion in gross merchandise volume, euro, and around 500 million in IFRS net revenue. And we also closed the financing round, as Marco already said, a couple of months ago with Heartland, the bestseller group, which is also the largest shareholder of ASOS and Zalando, and they have invested $300 million in our company, which makes us very proud, and even more important, gives us the firepower to grow further and internationalize. To be honest, when we started 5 years ago with our business, most people said this is a very shitty idea to start a fashion business at that time, because there were already a Zalando and an Amazon, and most people had the opinion that those 2 players will actually own the whole market. But we believe that this is true and untrue at the same time, because this is true for certain segments of the market. So we believe you can segment the fashion market, which is a very special market because this discovery segment is not relevant in any other consumer good market. But in the fashion market, you can segment in 3 cases. If people exactly know what product they want to buy, they go to Amazon. If people know the category, at least in continental Europe, they go to Zalando. But so far, there was no player if you had a very unspecific demand and you just wanted to get inspired and stroll around. Actually, now, according to McKinsey, the discovery segment is the by far largest and fastest growing segment online. And the reason for that is that this segment was not yet digitalized. If you look on the total textile market, the market of discovery and basically shopping strolls, so spending money on stuff you didn't had any demand on before, is actually the largest segment in textile, doing more than 50% of the revenue, but so far with a very low online penetration. And we want to change that. So we want to digitalize the Saturday shopping stroll. To digitalize the Saturday shopping stroll, you need a completely different proposition towards the user, organization, KPI set, etc., than if you want to fulfill demand. That's why Zalando is struggling basically to get in that market, and any other player as well. I think you can't do both. So you need to decide whether you're discoverable, basically inspirational shopping trip, or demand fulfilling. And we want to be this discovery, inspirational shopping trip. And we are doing that mainly through 3 things. So first of all, we are very much focused on the smartphone as our leading device, and especially our smartphone app. 75% of our traffic and revenue goes through the smartphone. And there, users get basically a digital fashion magazine presented, consisting of influencer outfits, fashion stories, etc., etc. So kind of a modern digital fashion and lifestyle magazine. And everything the user sees is completely personalized, which is already incorporated in our name. So if I log in on About You, the name changes from About You to About Tarek in my case. And everything I see is tailored to me as a user. This proposition made us one of the largest fashion and lifestyle magazines in Europe. This chart is actually a comparison with other German fashion and lifestyle magazines. So we are by far the largest. I think we are even, in Germany at least, we are larger than all fashion and lifestyle magazines together, online and offline. We are now having 12 million monthly active users and high social media reach. And we are reaching nearly 1/3 of all women between 18 and 49 in Germany, which is our main target group. And we are doing that in average nearly 3 times per month. This is way higher frequency of visits, obviously, than Zalando and Amazon has, which is, I guess, logic, since people use us even if they don't have a demand. We started monetizing this traffic, because it's pretty obvious, low-hanging fruit kind of, by selling the products we present to the user, so e-commerce. But we had to struggle to cover the mass market, and we didn't want to go completely in stock risk. So we've built up a hybrid stock model. We take the top sellers in our own stock and buy them in wholesale, because the stock risk for top sellers is very low, but you increase margins significantly if you take it on stock and you lower order split, basically. And the long tail of the products, so 75% of the products doing 30-40% of the revenue is connected through our marketplace model. By that, we were able to build up that 1 billion e-commerce revenue without being too much into stock risk. I think this is pretty obvious as well. We plan to monetize our traffic even further. Today, we are doing all our revenue basically with 1% of our traffic, because most of the people, or let's say 5% maybe, most of the people actually use us as a fashion magazine and then still buy at Amazon or offline or whatever, wherever. Yeah, and that's fine actually, because we believe we will be able to build up an advertising model where for us actually it doesn't care. We shouldn't care if somebody buys the stuff on About You or not, because if not, they would just get advertisement, and we can cluster that. And those who buy on About You, they won't get advertisement. Those who don't buy, they will get advertisement. This is a segment we just started recently actually, and this fiscal year we will already do around 10 million in advertising revenue. Obviously, compared to 1.6 billion in gross merchandise volume, this doesn't sound a lot, but obviously the margin on 10 million advertisement revenue is basically 90% contribution margin, while on marketplace revenue, on retail revenue, the margin is much lower. So actually 10 million is quite an amount, I guess, for our first year in advertisement. We are planning to build up several other revenue streams, such as software and data and analytics, which is basically selling informations to our suppliers and helping them to make their collections better and to get better customer insights, which we believe is a huge market actually as well, because the textile industry is 400 billion strong, and supplying them with sufficient data, we believe, can be a very nice business. Giving them software to enable them to do better in e-commerce, we believe this is a very interesting business, and advertisement is obviously a very interesting business as well. And combined with our retail, we are pretty sure that we can build up a very nice business there. Another growth pillar for us is obviously the international expansion. We started in Germany. Last year was the launch of our first non-German speaking country, which was Netherlands and Belgium. This year we have already launched Poland and Czech Republic, and we are going to further internationalize next year in 2019. We had to move our warehouse first, but as soon as the warehouse move is done, we are going to roll out several new countries mid 2019. That's why we did our fundraise now, and we want to expand throughout whole continental Europe. This, to be honest, is a pretty old chart, kind of outdated, I guess, a bit. It's already 1.5, 2 years old. It's outdated when it comes to the revenue, so we still want to become one of the top 3 fashion online players in Europe. Not even sure, I guess we are already in the top 3, not sure about that, but I mean, it's always the question on how much revenue is Amazon doing in fashion, nobody knows. But actually, we believe we are close to top 3 or even in the top 3. We want to generate more than 2.5 billion in gross merchandise volume. I mean, considering that we are already doing 1.6 billion this year, I think is a very, very German conservative forecast. And we want to be present in at least 15 countries in 2020. And we want to build up those kind of new revenue streams, advertisement, technology, and data. Thanks a lot.
And Tarek, we had Lizara on stage earlier, and they're producing, and you are creating content, media content.
Yeah.
So do you see yourself as a fashion advisor for the masses?
I think we could at least provide them with data, which could be helpful for them, because the fashion industry, I mean, it's for me, as being kind of a tech guy, not a fashion guy, to be honest, yeah, it was quite unbelievable that this 400 billion industry is still managed by gut feeling of designers, where actually, and the designers will tell you people are so individual, you can't measure that in data.
Yeah.
But then we actually look in our data and we can segment different user groups, and we know that there is a segment of users, and whatever they buy, with a high chance the mass market will buy it as well. So I went back to the designers and said, the people are not as individual as you thought. Yeah, obviously, of course you can obviously with 100% precision can prognose what people will buy, but it will be better than the gut feeling of the designer. So coming to your question, I'm pretty sure that with data, Zara is probably one of the best already, but most of the suppliers are not using data at all, and they could be, I think they could do way better if they use more data and do a bit more data driven.
Very cool. Thank you so much, Tarek. Good luck.
Thanks.